that is really what I hate those Lord the point of Lord of the Ring is that everything is so expectable. I mean, just people will the main character will never die, or they die, they will die in a heroic death, or they completed their mission and just sacrifice their life. But that's what Game of Thrones really surprised me in the field as in this whole series is that you can't you can't expect or predict the things of the Game of Thrones, the plots or the development. So it was really surprising, and as you know if you watch the series. So that's me. I want to do a review and the on some of my own prediction on the Game of Thrones series. How will it end after the last night season final episode? So let me just do some review first. But first, huge spoiler alert. I mean, I will just cover everything in the last night episode. So if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. So yeah, I will just start now. So I guess you have already watched the episode or just completely ignore my shitty uh, warning. But so let me just start. So what's happened in the last night's episode is that, well, first let me cover some of the how Cersei plot is going. First, I mean the Mad Queen theory of the fan theory, Mad Queen theory, whatever that is, whatever what you want to say, is kind of proven that it is right. So I mean, the audience are really mad that they have taken away the epic duel between the mountain and the hawk. So, but whatever. I mean, but they give us some. Oh shit! Wait. Okay, so they give us back the epic blown up pen of Cersei, which she used the fire to completely wipe out the poor fellow, and the church and every enemy of her. So it was really epic, and it's so again. I guess some people expected it, but I mean it's not really expecting for me. I am just expect some people. I just expect the Lannister and um, the Jamie will just come out and rescue her, epic rescue. But no, she just saved herself and blow every shit up like a motherfucking badass. But and it was quite epic. But oh shit. I'm sorry, Tolman, your wife died and you died. So I guess the prophecy really came true about the Cersei child all dying and shit, and she will become a queen, but eventually die. So if you don't know really the prophecy, it is in the I think it's in the season 5, the first episode, which cover a little part of the Cersei prophecy about her three children being or crown, wearing crown, and all die, and eventually her as well. But now it's also that there's a fan theory about her being mad and repeating the mistake of the Mad King. But now I think that theory is coming true as she really crowned herself, and as also she started to get mad, and because she didn't, you can see that she didn't really cry or didn't really give a lot of emotion about Jamie returns or her loss of the last boy. But also you can see that her in the final minute or final moment of the episode, she crowned herself. She claimed that she is the queen, the ruler of the Westeros, and the king is landing. So I guess the Mad Queen theory is really coming true. So let me cover other parts of the series of last night's episode. So the most famous or the most popular fan theory among the community is that the oh shit wait messed up okay, so it's the Jon Snow has the blood mixed up with the House Stark and the Targaryen. uh, Many people just say that he is the son of the Rhaegar Targaryen and the Stark, whatever. If you really want to know a lot, there's tons of video on the internet about that theory. So I will not just cover it here. So, but now the theory is finally confirmed by the um, by last night's episode, and it was quite epic again because that's proven a lot of the fan theory and give me a lot of idea on how the developments will go on. So yes, that's really epic, and not only that, I guess you really it's not much to say here, but many it's also you can see that last night's episode. Jon Snow finally claimed himself as the king of the North. Hell, king of the North. Well, but also some Sansa and the Littlefinger is kind of having I mean it at the moment. Sansa is clearly with her brother, but I mean Littlefinger is there. I mean he is the most badass, and not really the badass, but some really lot of force to be reckoned with. But and clearly he is supporting the Sansa, and I guess the plot will go on in the north is that Sansa and her brother Jon Snow will eventually have some kind of clash or some really huge speed up, and they will just have a start a civil war. And I yeah, I will just talk more in the later of this episode and at the on the predicament part. So I will just skip that. So wait okay. So also we have a lot of know more about the how the Danny's plot in the south is going on. So I mean, first we know that now she has her own epic fleet and they are going to take back the Ironborn Island, and I guess that will happen in the season 7 very quickly in the maybe first few episodes. I mean, this won't put up a fight at all. I mean, she has three dragons and a super huge epic fleet, and they just she will just take down the Ironborn so easily. And I guess she didn't really even need to at all. Maybe she just tried to trick them and make them think that she really wants the huge clock and the huge deck, and maybe then she assassinate him and take his fleet and get the Ironborn on her side as well. So I guess, well, also we know that the Ferris has bring the alliance with the Danny and the Dawn, and also the house what is that wait a second. Well, so I guess Ferris has bought the alliance between the House Ferris, I mean House Tyrell, how and the Dawn and the Fire Dragon Danny, Fire Dragon Queen, the Danny. So I guess the three powers, also including the her fleet with the Kraken family, and also I guess that's true because all the four powerful faction will unite together and they will just fight the the Lannister. So now I guess this is the future predicaments part. I will just start here. So I will just continue with the what I'm saying is that the four powerful faction united together, leading by the Danny, they will just epic have an epic battle between the Lannister Cersei. So I mean now, so that's the tricky part. I mean the Mad Queen theory, if that is that is true, Cersei will go mad because she lost her three children. She was humiliated. She was her all her thing was lost. So I guess she gone mad and just repeated the fourth step of the Mad King. So I guess she was just be the Mad Queen. This can be proven by the how she just burned the church and don't care about the civilian at all. So that is how I guess this will go. Is that she will lead the House Lannister and just battle the Dany, and she will lost, I guess. So because how she was really have some really bad name among the people, and is even inside the house, no, not really many people just obey her. So I guess her army is not even an army at all. So they will just lost, and Lannister will just vanish from the history or the mainstream in the land of retro. But not only that, I guess. So what is going on next is that the Cersei and her and her army which left will just retreat back to King's Landing, and the Dany will just chase her down and lay a siege. Then I guess the Cersei will go again very mad, and she will just try to burn the whole city along with Danny's army. But now that's the tricky part. As you can see that the whole the whole theory is about unexpected and some twist, also some foreshadowing. So now we know that the Jamie is always be called the Kingslayer because he killed the Mad King to prevent the whole King Landing burn into ashes. But now that's the tricky part because will he let the happening happen in to her his girlfriend? I mean her sister, whatever perspective you are in. So that's the tricky part. I mean, if she so but now this is just only my predicament. I guess he will just stop her. I mean, but brutally. So we know that in popular theory about how the a picture shown that the Jamie will stab the the mountain in the back, zombified the mountain in the back. So I guess this is how the plot will just keep going about on that turn. Is that first the Jamie will just leap into the the Red Keeps and just kill the mountain because he is guarding Cersei, but and he want to just try to let her don't burn the city, but she will just not listen. So he will try to battle the mountain, and mountain will eventually die because I mean that's Jamie Lannister, and I mean Jamie will just go in and stab Cersei. But I mean to prevent her from burning down the city. But I guess he will just not can't take this anymore, and he will just use his sword to cut off his throat and just suicide with his only love, true love. So I guess the Lannister will be gone, and then so Dany will take King's Landing because I mean does some Jamie do all the dirty work for her, and so now this is a huge split. I guess I guess Fion's sister will eventually die, and Fion will take her place as the king of the Ironborn. So, but that's the tricky point because I mean Fion is his heart is on the north, the Jon Snow, and I guess he really felt sorry for all his betrayal of the House Stark, and I guess he will lead the Ironborn into serving the north. So I guess the south is basically all under control by Targaryen again by Dany's rule, and she will sit on that Iron Throne. So now I will move a little bit on the lore. So I guess Jon Snow and Sansa will eventually just split and start a civil war, and I guess Jon Snow will win, and Sansa will die of the hand of Littlefinger. I don't know why, but I just guess that's what's going on. And I guess Littlefinger will die as well, and and his faction will eventually just gone, vanish. Yeah, and the Riverland will under control of the Stark as well. So now that is a little bit of twist going on, because I have two different under with two different fan theory that I guess both are very logical and basically determine the whole development of the Game of Thrones series. And this is huge spoiler. If you didn't get it yet, so I guess this is two way the story will end. So let's first start with the first uh, way is that the Dany and Jon Snow will meet, and they will unite the whole Westeros and to fight against the White Walker on the north. So this is a very logical and popular theory, as it's basically the whole story is developing into. So I guess the Jon Snow and Dany will just start an alliance against the White Walker, and with the help of the dragons and Jon Snow leading the charge, they will just defeat the White Walker. Also, if you are not familiar with the Game of Thrones series, there is a huge prophecy about the Prince of Promised Prince, and that will be I think that's the promised prince will be Jorah, the one with the great scale disease and left the Danny and seek for medicine and cure. So I guess he is the prince. If you want to know more about that, I will put a link in the description on how Film Fury will just discuss that with you. And in that theory, Danny will die, and the draw will eventually become the savior and united with Jon Snow, and they will just defeat the White Walker. And I mean, this is the tricky part. If do you see that Game of Thrones? There's more than one throne. I mean, this title just give us the whole idea about there will not only be one true king in the Westeros land of Westeros. I mean, after I guess in this plot, after defeating the White Walker, the whole staff will continue killing themselves as the king of the north, and the south will just start to dissolve, and the whole kingdom, the seven kingdoms, will just dissolve and start independence, maybe even start democracy. So this is the plot one about the whole united Westeros fighting White Walker thingies, but that's kind of boring, to be honest. I mean, so that's the tricky part. I mean, Game of Thrones is series about unexpected. So this is not going to be so regular and predictable. So this is my second guess about how the story will end. Is that Danny and the and Stark will just fight. I mean, so this is about this balance. If you don't know the whole story in the book, it's called the Song of Ice and Fire. So I mean, it's the Song of Ice and Fire. How in the land of Westeros, when will people sing about stuff? And we know that they sing about epic battle, epic people, epic warrior, and epic legend, legacy. So I guess this is how the story is going to be. This is that Danny will versus Jon Snow. This is so epic, just think about that. But you may ask, so how can Jon Snow even win? I mean, Danny got three dragons, or three fucking dragons, uh, and the dwarf helping her, and I mean, come on, she also got the perfect army and a really strong, strong support on the north, south. But that's how this is going to be end. I mean, Jon Snow will command the army of the dead and the White Walker. Just think about it. So how epic that will be. The epic. So there's a lot of proof and about that theory is that, well, I mean, a lot of history in the Westeros is being misunderstood by the Maester. I mean, they try to deny the existence of agent like dragons or White Walker, and so many true history got twisted. So that's what I thought, that maybe the White Walker isn't so bad after all. So this is how I got the theory. Just thinking about is that first, John's the Light King isn't the Light King now we saw. It is the real Night King, the commander, the leader of the White Walker. It is Jon Snow. He will command the army of the dead and fight against Dany. And this is all the proof. Now, first, we know that the title is Song of Ice and Fire. I mean, even Jon Snow got the blood of the Stark and the Targaryen, but I mean, he stayed in the north, so I guess he's still the representative of Ice and Stark, how Stark and the White Walker. So, and then Dany is the Targaryen. She has dragons. She is representing the the fire, the dragon, and the south. So that's the tricky part. I mean, again, just look at the title, Game of Thrones. There will be two king or queen, whatever. So that's this will be the epic battle. I mean, in the whole series, there was no right or wrong, no bad, no feelings, nothing. I mean, you can say Cersei is a villain. I mean, she killed, love torturing, and she is a bad people. But I mean, she has another side. Every people in this series have another side, and their own pathetic or some really sad story, bad story. I mean, even Cersei is a jerk or bitch, but she loves her children. We know that, and I mean, even we fought the Horn. I can't pronounce it. I guess we guess the you get what I mean. Just this guy. Yeah, this guy. I mean, people would just thought he was really bad and just feel the feeling of the story, the nasty opinion of the Cersei. But I mean, he got a really sad story and actually turned out he is quite good. So what the story is trying to tell us is that many people have a different side, evil, good. They may be evil, but they can do good stuff, and they may be really good and they can do bad stuff. Like I mean, there's a ton of example like Cersei, the Littlefinger, the even Dany or Jon Snow. Need to make their own choice, but I mean sometimes it's not ethical, but and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But what the story is trying to tell us is that there is no right or wrong in this world, only in the point of perspective. I mean, if that's the what ultimately turns out is that Jon Snow will lead the White Walker and fight against Dany and her three dragons and the whole and her army. I mean, that's the points of the whole story, and it is about how you feel the whole story. If you are Dany friends or John fan, it's just your choice. If you are Danny fan, and you will just think Jon Snow is evil and just opposite. So that's the whole point of the story, to prove that there is no right or wrong in this world. I guess that's also can be really epic and some really cute the villain died, and yeah, war is foolish. No winning the war. And yeah, that's probably wrap up my whole video about my preview, the review and the prediction on how the Game of Thrones series will end. So thanks for watching, guys. Just some prediction. I mean, they will what's come true, or they will or will not come true. I really don't know. Just a prediction. So I guess I will wrap up the today's episode. And so if you want to see more Game of Thrones video, just hit the like or subscribe. So I guess